All right, so we're here with Virginia, and she's decided to do her version of a top 50 list, although it's not going to be quite 50. She saw Isaac's reaction video, and she was like, man, I want to do that. So Virginia decided she's going to do her top 30 list. Okay, so this is the first half of the top 30. We're going to go number 30 through number 16. So, you want to do a couple honorable mentions first?
Yeah, so these were like ones I wasn't sure if I wanted to put on my list. So first we have Forbidden Desert.
Okay. Do you like that one? Well, I guess we shouldn't do any spoilers, but do you like that one better than Forbidden Island?
No, definitely
You like
not.
Forbidden Island better?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like co-op games in general, or not a big fan?
I like them because they're like working together. I think it's better to play co-op games with new learners for sure.
That's a good idea.
But yeah, I like co-op games, not as much as like strategy. But
Okay. So what are your other honorable mentions?
then I have Pioneer Days.
Ooh, that one was in my top 50.
Yeah.
You just played that. Was that the first time you played it recently? You played it before that?
Yeah, I played it with like Grady.
But we hadn't played it in a long, long time, huh? All right, what else you got?
Then I have Megaland.
Megaland. That's one of Aubrey's favorite
Yeah.
games. So Megaland is by a pretty famous designer named Ryan Lockett. And it's a game where you're kind of like in a video game, but it's a press your luck game. I'm pretty bad at press your luck games where you have to decide, do I keep going or do I get out and get it while I can?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about Megaland?
I just like being able, like, to the suspense of like, should I stay or should I not? And when you stay, it's like, is it gonna be
You're
a
gonna
bad
flip
card?
over that
Is it
card.
gonna, like,
Yeah. It is pretty suspenseful. All right, what else?
I have Shifting Stones.
Shifting Stones is a good one. Levi picked that one out when we went to PAX Unplugged.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's just like a fun game to just like pull off the shelf and
Yeah, it's pretty
like,
fast.
yeah, if you have a little bit of time, you just might as well pick it up.
All right, is that your all your honorable mentions, or you got
I
one
have
more?
One more.
Okay, what's one more?
So this was quite a new one, but I actually kind of like it. I've only played it once, but it's Nidavellir.
Oh, Nidavellir. Nidavellir was very highly regarded by the Dice Tower guys,
Really?
and so that was one of the reasons I wanted to get it, because they talked very highly of it.
Yeah.
And I like it. It didn't make my top 50, but I like
Yeah.
it. It's pretty unique.
Yeah, it's a good
So
game.
I'd like to play it some more.
Totally.
All right, so now we're getting into the top 30. What's your number 30?
At number 30, I have Qwixx.
Qwixx. All right, so tell them about Qwixx.
So Qwixx is where it's basically all math, and you're rolling these dice to get numbers, and you either start off with low numbers or high numbers, and you just try and check off as many numbers as you can, like in order. So it's like 2 to 12 or 12 to 2, and like, but if you check off an 8, you can't go back and check off a 7 or
Right.
anything above that. So.
Right. So you're trying to check them off sort of in order, but you can't go backwards. And there's 4 different colors, and it's a really cool, quick little dice game. I like that one too.
Okay. Number 29, I have Imhotep.
Imhotep. Imhotep used to be in my top 50, but it
Really?
just kind of slipped off. What do you like about Imhotep?
I like how you get to kind of build things with the little blocks, and I like how you like put a block on a ship, and the ship like moves to wherever you want it to go. And
Yeah, I like, one of the things I like about that game is there's really only like 3 choices. You can
Yeah.
either get more stones to add to your sled, you could put them on a ship, or you could sail the ship.
Yeah.
And that's it. You only have to make one choice out of 3, so it's pretty simple. But then, there's like 5 different places you could send the ship too. So that's a cool game.
yeah. Number 28, I have Point Salad.
Point Salad. I think that one made my top 50, didn't it? Or no, it made my
wasn't
honorable
yeah,
mention.
because Isaac got mad at you.
Yeah, because he thought it should have been higher.
Yeah.
Point Salad's a pretty new one that we got too. It's just a fast card game, kind of like Go Nuts for Donuts or
Yeah.
Sushi Go. It's pretty quick. All right,
Then I have Blokus.
Blokus. Blokus is I'm actually higher on Blokus
Really?
than you are. You're pretty good at that game.
I have my like sometimes I'm really good, sometimes like really
Yeah,
bad.
Grady's really good at that
Yeah.
game. That one's best with 4 players for sure.
Mm-hmm. I don't really like playing 2 players.
Yeah.
Like, I've never tried it with 3 players. So.
Yeah, it's definitely best with 4.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Then I have Dice Town.
Dice Town. Dice Town used to be in my top 10. It's just not.
Mm-mm.
People steal from me too much, and it gets frustrating.
Yeah, and I'm one of those people.
I know. One of the best things ever in Dice Town, you did it to me, wasn't it? Where we had the queens, and I was the sheriff, or you had the queens, and I was the sheriff.
It was like me and Mom had tied queens.
The same number of queens, and so the sheriff gets to do the tiebreaker. And so I had to decide who got to steal a card. Either Virginia got to steal a card or Joanne got to steal a card. And so me as the sheriff, I said, "Okay, Virginia, you can steal a card." And who'd you steal from?
You.
Yeah, she stole from me. She turned around and stole from the guy who gave her the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I got frustrated with that game.
Yeah.
It can be pretty cutthroat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's next?
All right, number 25, I have Survive.
Oh, Survive, Escape from Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's on my top 50 too.
Yeah.
Do you think that one? What do you like about that one? That could be kind of mean too.
Mm-hmm. It can be because like you're trying to push the shark to people. Or...
Yeah. What part do you like? The part where you're trying to get your people off the island, or the part where you get to be the sharks and the whales and attack people?
Well, I like flipping the tiles. Like I like pushing people off the island and flipping their tiles,
making them swim.
And I also like when. I also love it when you flip a tile that they're on and it's like a shark.
And they get eaten right away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love the cutthroat part of that.
Virginia plays a little bit like Kyle. She likes some cutthroat
I'm
stuff.
not that bad though.
Not that bad. All right, what's your next one?
All right, number 24 is Fun Facts.
Fun Facts. Okay, Virginia's going to have a lot more party games on her list than I do. Her and her girlfriends that come at their after school club, they like to play lots of party games. Fun Facts is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a kind of new one.
Yeah.
But,
so I'm trying to think. What's the kind of question they might ask?
How many? The one question was how many bottles of perfume do you have?
Oh yeah.
It's like you're trying to get whoever has the highest get to the top, and whoever has the lowest get to the bottom. But like we don't know who's.
Yeah. It might ask a question like, on a scale of 0 to 100, how scared are you of spiders? And you write a number, but you don't show anybody. And then you're trying to put them in order from everybody around the table of who you think's the most scared of spiders and who's the least.
That's a good one to play. Like, I guess you could play it with people you don't know, but it's also good to play with people you do know. Because, like, if you know, oh, Tessa's really scared of spiders, you're going to want to put her at, like, the top and be like, oh, she probably put 1,000.
Yeah, it's definitely easier if you play it with people that you know. But then sometimes it surprises you, too, because you don't know them as well as you think you do. All right, what do you got next?
I have Sherriff of Nottingham.
Sherriff of Nottingham. This one did not make my top 50. Although it's one of the Dice Tower Essentials line, I think.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of people love this game. I don't particularly like it because I'm just not that good at it, I think. But Sherriff of Nottingham, somebody plays the sheriff each round, and you take turns being the sheriff, and you're trying to smuggle goods past them.
Yeah.
And so you hide things in this little bag, and then you tell the sheriff, this is what I got. And then it's up to the sheriff to decide whether they're going to believe you and let you slide, or whether they're going to check you. And if they check you, and the sheriff's right, and he catches you, then you have to pay the sheriff.
Yeah.
And if the sheriff's wrong, then the sheriff has to pay you. So what do you always do to me?
I always pick you when I'm the sheriff.
Yeah, no matter what. I can never get any contraband past Virginia because she checks me every time.
I remember the first time I played that game. Like, it was we had just gotten it, I'm pretty sure, but it was the first time I played it. And I remember I was, like, just learning, and I was, like, 5. And I probably wasn't 5, but I was, like, around that age. And I was like, okay, I have a contraband and 2 cheese. And you were like, you're not supposed to say that you have contraband.
You're not
and
supposed
I was
to
like,
tell people.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think the last time we played that, I think I might have won. Because I just quit trying to get any contraband in at all. I just told the truth all the time. And you guys kept calling me out. So you had to keep paying me.
I think I caught on at last. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to stop checking them. But, yeah.
All right. What else?
I have Holotype.
Holotype. I listed that one as number 10. That's a pretty new game for us. So it's pretty high. I don't know if it'll stay up there forever. What's your favorite thing about Holotype?
I just love getting to look at the cards and seeing the different dinosaurs, and like in the little corner it'll say when it was discovered, and like one has like 2020, it was discovered 2020, and the other was like 1890 or something. It's like really cool to see.
There's some cool like flavor text on the cards. So if you want to learn a little bit about dinosaurs, where they were found and things, there's some cool historic stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next for 21, I have Telestrations.
Telestrations, another party game. This one we don't usually even keep score with Telestrations.
No.
So tell them a little bit.
I didn't know you were supposed to keep score.
There's a way to keep score, but I don't even know what it is.
We don't really do it.
So tell them what you do in Telestrations.
So Telestrations, you have like a card and you roll a dice, and say it's 3, and you like go 1, 2, 3, and it shows what you have to draw or what you have to write down for another person to draw. And say it was like kangaroo. You'd have to write kangaroo and then draw it depending on the amount of players, and then pass it to another player. They either have to draw it or guess it, and then it keeps going around the table until you're done, and you open it up and you see kangaroo, and then you keep going, and then the last one might be like a donkey or something, because it goes from like it's better if you play it with non-artists, because it's like so fun to see where it
People
can go.
are really bad drawers. It's a lot more fun.
I also remember when we first got that game, we like first played it at the house with like everybody. It made you cry of laughter because our drawings were so horrible.
Yeah, we were rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah, it's a fun game. It's a really fun game.
Alright, number 20, I have Picture Perfect.
Okay, Picture Perfect. So Picture Perfect reminds me a little bit of Clue. It's kind of like you get clues about different characters, and it's a really unique concept. What you're trying to do is take a picture of this party, this group, and you'll get a clue that says this person wants to be next to this person, or this person wants to sit next to the lamp, or this person wants to be far away from the table or whatever.
Or wants to be hidden.
So you're trying to... You don't have all the information, so you're trying to put as many of those people where they want to be as possible. And then at the end, you actually take a picture with like your camera. And then you start flipping over all the things to find out all the information, and then you score it.
Yeah.
The only thing I kind of didn't...
That's why it's so low, like, it's not higher.
Yeah.
But...
I kind of... The one thing with that game is, like, once you learn the cards... Like the crazy old lady card. She always wants to be hidden behind somebody.
Like, and the dog always wants to be by somebody.
Yeah, so you kind of... There's a lot of randomness because of the way the cards go. But there's certain cards that if you play it a few times, you just know that that's going to happen. So I feel like there needs to be more cards so that they aren't all used every single game. And so it's a little less predictable.
Yeah, that's like the only reason it's lower. If it wasn't that, just because of that, it'd probably be higher.
Yeah. It's a cool game, though, for sure.
Okay. For number 19, I have Canopy.
Canopy, all right. Canopy is a 2-player game, and you're trying to basically make the best
forest
jungle, like a tropical rainforest.
Yeah.
What do you like best, the plants or the animals?
I like the animals because, like, you get to do different things, and, like, the little tokens are really cute, too.
Yeah, I like, you're trying to grow a bunch of trees, and there's bonuses for whoever has the tallest tree each round, and then there's also a big bonus at the end for whoever has the most trees in their forest. But I like those little animal tokens. Those are really cool.
Yeah, you put on the tree. But, next I have Forbidden Island.
Okay, Forbidden Island. So, Forbidden Desert, honorable mention, Forbidden Island made the list.
Yeah.
Why do you like Forbidden Island better?
I'm not sure, but, like, Forbidden Desert, you're trying to, like, make the ship again, and it's just all, like, sand, and I guess it's, I don't really know, but there's something about it that I don't like.
It's a little fiddly because you got to move the pieces around all the time.
And you're always, like, and it's harder sometimes because there's, like, there might be a big pile of, like, sand, and you have to take, like, 2 turns to shovel it up. But, like, I like Forbidden Island because it floods, and then you might be able to wash it up, but then the next turn it might flood again.
Yeah.
But I remember playing that a lot. It would just be us two, and we'd sometimes lose, but we'd sometimes win. We mostly won, but it was just really fun because you like flip it over, and then you have like sometimes when you reshuffle it, it's like, oh crap, I don't want to get that one again. It's gonna be there again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I like that one the best too.
Yeah. Okay, number 17. I have Trails.
I don't like that game. So, what do you like about Trails?
I just like how it's a really small game and you can bring it practically
That's
anywhere.
true. It's just a real small box.
Yeah, and then it's kind of like Parks, but it's just like...
To me, it takes all of the things that I like about Parks and it strips away all the good stuff and it leaves you all the...
I don't know. I like it. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of it. But I don't know. A lot of people like it. They say it's a streamlined version of Parks, but I would much rather play Parks.
Yeah. 16, I have Tsuro.
Tsuro. That's a cool game.
Yeah.
That's one that our friend Joe dropped off and donated to the shop. Yeah, because he had it at home and he said that they didn't really play it too much anymore. So he gave it to us at the shop.
We pick that up every once in a while.
Yeah. It's a great game. When you just have a little bit of time, you could play with like 8 people. And it's just like these little maze kind of tiles that you put on the board, and then you're pushing your people through the maze, but you're trying to knock everybody else off the board.
The one thing I don't really like about it is if you place your piece like one area and this other person puts it another, they can completely screw you over like in one turn.
Yeah, you got to be real careful, especially at the beginning, that you don't kind of like
place it in the wrong area.
Yeah, hose yourself right off the bat.
Yeah.
All right, so that's number 30 through number 16. Come back to the next one and you'll see Virginia's top 15 favorite games.